What's up, guys? I wanted to come on here to tell you again about the efforts to build a community bunker for anyone who wants to be saved if there is ever a World War III where bombs are dropping, or if there's like a meteor that hits in a certain part of the world. Now, bunkers aren't necessarily a guarantee to survive anything. But I think that, Jesus and God are okay with us, building something like Noah, for example, to to survive, to survive the end times, or to survive the world war that the Bible prophesies. And so I'm asking for anyone that has the money to donate and contribute to the building of this project. One of the reasons I think, if you do have the money, that you should um, partner with me to build this is that, one, I believe that bunkers are a great idea, but it's usually not affordable to the everyday person. And so I wanted to find someone that is willing to donate the money in order to build this. And one of the benefits would be that, obviously, yes, if it comes in handy that, we need to build a bunker to survive the tribulation or the world wars that the Bible prophesies, is great. But also, to make it a place where people who want to be in the bunker can be in the bunker, even though they don't have the money to really, purchase a place in the bunker. And so, you know, I think also for those that do have the money, partnering with someone who's able to give maybe, $10,000, $20,000 or so, not to give to me. I'm not asking money for myself. I'm asking for money for the opportunity to build this bunker, and it would really be a part of this ministry. I think, just like Noah's Ark, um, for those that want to be saved, they can be saved. Now, especially for our Christian brothers and sisters out there, who may be here in the United States of America, and of course, it would be great if other Christians throughout the world could come. But not a lot of Christians believe that they need a bunker. They Many Christians do believe that the rapture will happen before the tribulation, and that is very well a possibility where, hey, we don't ever need the bunker. But, the Bible does talk about Christians possibly being in the tribulation during that time. And, just like Joseph stored up 7 years of food to, really fight the famine that came throughout the whole world, um, this would be kind of similar to that, especially if the mark of the beast happens and you can't buy or sell without, having the mark of the beast. I really believe that, if we have stored up food, stored up, you know, water and supplies, as well as, a plan in place for those that are here, during the tribulation, that especially for Christians, that want to be saved from that time. I think it's a wiser thing to do, is to prepare, instead of solely, believing that you can figure out the timing of the rapture. Now, I do believe in the rapture. I believe it's clearly written in scripture that there's a time where Jesus will take us to be with him in heaven. But, nevertheless, Revelation 3:10 can really speak to um, the possibility that, it doesn't necessarily say in plain language that, you know, the way that you can survive is through the rapture, it opens the opportunity to say, maybe there's another way to survive. Now, I personally, if you partner with me, would want to build this near Seattle, Washington. That's where I'm located. That's where I live. But of course, maybe there is something else that we could work out for anyone who's interested. But um, you know, um, I think there is a real possibility that this needs to be built, guys. And there's plenty of people already building bunkers, but I think it's possible that a person can be here during the World War, and especially those countries out there that are in war right now. They should have stored up food, stored up water, because the Bible does prophesy about famine. And um, especially if you're displaced, you could go into your bunker and just stay there and to ride out, the chaos that's happening up top, ride it out underground. Now, again, I don't necessarily believe that, a bunker is, the final solution, like it will work perfectly, you know, um, but I am just saying that building a bunker could be a good decision to do. Now, I mean, another one would be great is to have an island that you can go to try to survive the tribulation there. But the Bible does talk about islands fleeing away. And so I don't know if that could mean, water rising and there's no more island, basically. So, there is something to think about as far as placement of the supplies and, where it should be done. But I do believe that it should be done here in America. Now, when the mark of the beast does happen, it says it forces everyone to buy or sell, with that and that, and they have to have the mark of the beast. And it says it forces everyone. So, and it does sound like in the tribulation, they're sort of hunting down people who will not, conform to, worshiping the beast and worshiping the Antichrist. And so there is a chance that, even having a bunker, if someone breaks in there, and is like, hey, you guys are down here, that can be okay, but do you have the mark of the beast type of thing? And so there is that to think about where, it's not necessarily maybe a completely perfect plan. I think that's why also trying to maybe be discreet about building the bunker, guys. Not necessarily telling everybody exactly where it is. I think that, there's a little bit of secrecy that has to be done as far as getting the bunker and building it in a strategic location where, it can be forgotten about, where, the bunker's location is not really known to anyone, including maybe the government, and there's a reason for that. But I do think this needs to be done sooner than later, guys. And so if you're interested in partnering with me and you have the money to donate to this cause, you can either email me. That's my personal email in the description of this video. But also, it's YETHEWASH at gmail.com, guys. So YE at gmail.com. Currently, my ministry phone number is not up and running right now. So once I get that back, as far as my ministry number, you're able to text and call me. I don't think people usually say don't give out your personal phone number. So I'm not going to really do that, give out my personal phone number until you maybe email me or maybe for some reason, if you don't have email or access to something, if you leave a comment or something, maybe I can just send you my number, if you're really serious about, donating and building this bunker. Now, there's a couple of ways to do this. I was going to just hire a company to build the bunker. We had to purchase land as well, and the thing about this is that, I don't know how many people would want to be in the bunker, especially many people don't necessarily care. I think why Noah only had 8 people in his ark is that many people in the last days don't really care about saving their life or anything like that. And so, for us building this bunker, it's possible that, few people are even interested in even being in the bunker and seeing it necessary, especially here in America. And so, I estimate that it would be great to build a big enough bunker and connected bunker space where at least 20 to 40 people can have a place in that bunker. Now, obviously, there's 8 billion people in the world. We're not going to be able to save everybody as far as, you know, uh, everyone wanting to be in a bunker. So I would just say, building a bunker that can house that many people, especially storing up a lot of food and supplies and water to feed that many people, 20 to 40 people, for 7 years. The Bible does say the tribulation is 7 years. So one of the harder things to do would be to stay underground in that bunker for an entire 7 years. And so um, that's what I see is could be a possible answer to, surviving the tribulation or being in the tribulation. And when a person would go into the bunker, I would say is, when there starts to war starts to hit your, area, your country, and your being outside, becomes unsafe, especially if there's civil war or it's just all chaos, you see that. And I would say, especially keeping watch on when to actually enter that bunker and lock it and, not leave it for 7 years, especially when you see the signs of the times um, take place. Now, I do believe that there's still time. Some people say the third temple has to be built before the tribulation starts or during the tribulation. And so there's still some signs that are left. I made a video on that, guys, AI video talking about some of the signs of the times and the signs of the end of the world and the return of Jesus Christ. And so, I would say we should pray about this, guys. Now, I do have been one to believe in a pre-tribulation rapture, guys. I do believe that, the Bible does show evidence that there's possibility of a pre-tribulation rapture. But, um, the Bible clearly says Jesus delivers us from the wrath to come. But, there are Christians who don't necessarily think that there is a pre tribulation rapture. They think the rapture may happen later in the tribulation, or, we'll kind of go a little bit through the tribulation. And so, for that reason, I do believe that it's a smarter thing to do to just go ahead and build a bunker, and if there's a pre tribulation rapture, that's great. But if there isn't, we'll be in that bunker and, have everything we need to at least give us a chance at surviving until the end, enduring till the end. Now, enduring to the end also means serving Jesus until the end, repenting of sin. But anyway, the bunker, I've been told, can cost. depending on how many people are in it, but it can cost as little as maybe $500,000 for a uh, bunker that can fit maybe 10 people, to up to $1 million, for those that um, want everything in the bunker that you need, and also to have a big enough place for that many people. But I would say even going higher than that, if anyone has the money to even build a 2 million to 6 million to $7 million big bunker with all the supplies and food and everything, I would say that would be more of a better number, than just saying, we can build a bunker for like $500,000. Now, there's a few companies that I've reached out to, that do specialize in building bunkers, guys. But I would say Atlas Survival Shelters would be my probably number one pick for building a bunker. But there also are some secondary, other good companies that do build bunkers, guys. And so, anyway, thanks so much, guys. If you're interested, again, don't hesitate to contact me. If you know anyone, you can share this video with them that could be interested in, especially have the resources like money to pull this off. And so, thanks so much, guys. God bless you. Please hit the like and subscribe button. And my name is Ben, and I'll talk to you next time. See ya.